You're exhausted all day, then bedtime hits and your brain suddenly turns on. That pattern is common, and it's not a character flaw. It usually means your sleep drive and your alerting system are out of sync. Sleep drive is like pressure building in a tank all day. Your alerting system is more like a dimmer switch controlled by light, stress, food timing, and habits. When the dimmer switch stays bright at night, you feel wired. When the pressure tank never fills properly, you feel tired but not sleepy. The goal is to get two things aligned again: strong sleepiness at night and stable energy during the day. That starts with understanding what's pushing your alertness up after sunset. Then you can change a few levers that matter more than willpower. Let's break down the real reasons this happens and the practical fixes that fit normal life. Moving to slide 2. There are two main forces that decide when you sleep. First is circadian rhythm, your internal clock that sets a daily window for alertness and sleepiness. Second is sleep pressure, which builds the longer you're awake. If your circadian clock is delayed, your body schedules alertness later, even if you're tired.
If your sleep pressure is weak, you can feel drained, but still not fall asleep easily.
A common reason sleep pressure stays weak is too much time in bed awake. Another is long or late naps that pay off the sleep debt too early. And if you sleep in on some days, your clock can drift later, like jet lag without travel. When these two forces disagree, you get the worst combo: daytime fatigue and nighttime alertness. Fixing it is less about hacks and more about timing. Light, movement, meals, and a consistent wake-up anchor. Moving to slide 3. Light is the strongest signal your brain uses to set the clock. Bright light in the morning tells your body, start the day, and it shifts your rhythm earlier. Bright light at night tells your body, stay alert, and it shifts your rhythm later. The tricky part is that indoor lighting can be enough to confuse the system, especially close to bedtime. Screens add another layer because they're close to your eyes and often keep your mind engaged. If you're tired all day, you might also spend more time indoors, which reduces daylight exposure. That makes the clock drift later, and it makes mornings feel heavier. A practical approach is simple. Get strong light early and dim light late. You don't need perfection. You need a clear contrast between day and night, so your brain stops treating midnight like late afternoon. Moving to slide 4. Caffeine can be a silent reason you're wired at night. It doesn't just wake you up. It blocks adenosine, one of the main chemicals behind sleep pressure. That means you can feel tired, but the body's sleep signal is muted. Caffeine also has a long half-life, so a coffee in the afternoon can still be active at bedtime for many people. And if you're exhausted, it's easy to stack doses. Coffee, then tea, then a pre-workout, then a soda. Another issue is timing. Caffeine late can shift your clock later, especially if it keeps you under bright lights and mentally active. A useful experiment is to keep the amount the same, but move the cutoff earlier by a few hours. If sleep improves, you've found a major lever. If it doesn't, caffeine may still matter, but it's not the only driver. Moving to slide 5. Stress doesn't always feel like panic. Often it shows up as tired but tense. Your body can be low on energy, but high on alert chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline. If your day is packed, your brain may postpone processing until you finally stop moving at night. That's when rumination starts. Another common pattern is revenge bedtime procrastination, staying up late to reclaim personal time. It feels good short-term, but it trains your brain to associate nighttime with freedom and stimulation. A helpful reframe is that your nervous system needs a landing runway, not a crash. Build a short buffer zone before bed. Keep it boring and predictable. Write down tomorrow's top 3 tasks so your brain stops rehearsing them. And if you can, move me time earlier in the evening, even by 20 minutes. You're not removing pleasure. You're relocating it so sleep has a chance. Moving to slide 6. Your body temperature has a daily rhythm and it matters for sleep. To fall asleep, core temperature needs to drop. If your evenings are very warm or you do intense exercise late, that drop can be delayed. Some people also take very hot showers right before bed and stay overheated. The counterintuitive trick is that a warm shower earlier can help, because it increases heat loss afterward. Bedroom temperature also matters more than most people think. If you wake up at night sweaty or restless, the room may simply be too warm, or the bedding traps heat. Another piece is timing of activity. Movement during the day supports deeper sleep pressure at night, but late-night high intensity can feel like a second wind. The goal isn't to avoid exercise, it's to place the hardest sessions earlier and keep evenings more downshifted. Moving to slide 7. Food timing can make you sleepy at the wrong time and wired at the wrong time. A very heavy dinner can cause reflux, discomfort, or frequent waking. But going to bed extremely hungry can also keep you alert, because the body treats that as a reason to stay awake and search for food. Blood sugar swings play a role too. If you eat lots of fast-digesting carbs late, you might get a quick crash, then a rebound that wakes you up. Protein and fiber tend to digest more slowly and can smooth that curve. Also, watch late fluids. Waking to use the bathroom is a simple, underrated sleep killer. A practical target is a balanced dinner a few hours before bed, then a small, simple option only if you truly need it. The goal is a calm stomach and stable energy. Moving to slide 8. If you're tired all day, naps can feel like survival. But naps are powerful, and timing matters. A long nap or a nap late in the day can steal sleep pressure from the night. Then bedtime arrives, and you're weirdly awake. On the other hand, a short early nap can improve mood and focus without wrecking nighttime sleep. Think of naps like a small loan, not a full paycheck. If you nap, keep it earlier and keep it brief enough that you don't wake up groggy. Also notice why you're napping. If you're using naps to compensate for chronic short sleep, the real fix is usually the nighttime schedule, not more daytime sleep. Naps can be a tool, but they can also hide the underlying problem. Use them deliberately, not automatically. Moving to slide 9. One of the biggest drivers of wired at night is irregular wake time. Sleeping in feels like catching up, but it often delays your clock and makes the next night harder. Then you stay up later, then you sleep in again, and the cycle locks in. A steadier approach is to pick a wake-up time you can keep most days. That wake time becomes your anchor. Once the anchor is stable, your body starts building sleep pressure and circadian timing more predictably. Bedtime can then move earlier naturally, instead of being forced. If you had a bad night, it's tempting to go to bed very early. That can backfire, because you spend more time awake in bed and train your brain to be alert there. Aim for consistency first. The clock loves regular signals more than it loves perfect nights. Moving to slide 10. If you lie in bed awake for long stretches, your brain can start linking the bed with thinking, scrolling, or problem solving. That's a conditioning effect, and it's very fixable. The bed should be a strong cue for sleep, not a cue for mental work. One simple rule helps. If you're awake and wired, don't battle it in bed for a long time. Do something quiet and low light until sleepiness returns. Then try again. Keep the activity boring and predictable. This is not about being strict. It's about retraining association. Another piece is a wind-down routine that signals off-duty. It can be as short as 10 minutes, but it should be consistent. Over time, your body starts to anticipate sleep, and the wired feeling loses its grip. You're building a pathway, not forcing a moment. Moving to slide 11. Daytime fatigue is often a movement problem, not just a sleep problem. If you sit most of the day, your body doesn't build the same healthy sleep pressure. Light activity also improves mood and reduces stress hormones over time. The key is not crushing workouts. It's frequent, easy movement that tells your body it's daytime. A short walk after waking helps set the clock through light and motion. A few minutes of movement breaks during the day can prevent that late afternoon crash that drives more caffeine. Strength training and cardio both support sleep in different ways, but timing matters. If evenings are your only option, choose a gentler session and keep the last hour before bed calmer. Think of daytime activity as charging the night battery. The more consistent it is, the less your brain needs a midnight surge to feel alive. Moving to slide 12. Sometimes the tired all day feeling is a sign of poor sleep quality, not just short sleep. Snoring, waking with a dry mouth, morning headaches, or feeling unrefreshed after a full night can be clues. Another clue is waking up repeatedly and not knowing why. Conditions like sleep apnea, restless legs, chronic pain, reflux, or anxiety can fragment sleep without you fully noticing.
Also consider your environment. Noise, light leaks, and an uncomfortable mattress can keep your brain in lighter sleep stages. If you suspect a breathing issue, it's worth discussing with a clinician because untreated breathing disturbances can affect energy, mood, and cardiovascular health. The point here isn't to self-diagnose. It's to recognize when lifestyle tweaks aren't enough. If you've tried solid sleep habits for a few weeks and nothing changes, that's useful information. It may be time to get a deeper look. Moving to slide 13. Let's turn this into a simple plan you can actually follow. Start with one anchor, a consistent wake-up time. Then add 2 light rules: bright light early, dim light late. Next, set a caffeine boundary that you can keep most days, even if it's not perfect. Add a short wind-down routine that's the same every night, so your brain recognizes the pattern. If you nap, make it early and brief, or skip it for a week as a test. And finally, keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet enough that your body can drop into deeper sleep. Give each change enough time to work. Sleep is a system, and systems respond to consistency. If you try everything at once, you won't know what helped. Pick 2 levers first, run them for 2 weeks, and then adjust. Small changes done steadily usually beat big changes done once. Moving to slide 14. One last thing, be careful with the story you tell yourself at night. If you think, here we go again, I'll be wrecked tomorrow, your brain reads that as a threat and turns up alertness. A calmer script is more effective. My body knows how to sleep. I'm just resetting the timing. If you have a bad night, protect the next day with basics, light in the morning, movement, and a normal bedtime routine. That prevents the spiral of extra caffeine, long naps, and sleeping in. Over time, your system learns that night is safe and boring, and day is bright and active. If you want one place to start, choose the wake-up anchor and the light contrast, then build from there. For a quick check-in, leave a comment with your pattern. Are you more wired from racing thoughts, or from a burst of physical energy, A or B? And if you want more practical sleep breakdowns like this, subscribe. This information is not a substitute for medical advice. The body adapts to what you repeatedly signal.